G'day, just at Hidden Valley de Savo and having a look about for some signs of regrowth and seeing what's happening with the pastures in our cell that I grazed. Probably should have worked this out before I started the video, but I'll say I grazed this about 3 weeks ago. Really encouraged to see this little clover coming through. There wasn't one clover plant on this place when I took it on. So everything that I see, I'm always pumped because that's something that I've made an impact and been able to change in this little ecosystem. This centered top grass, see that seed head there? Put my hand behind it to sort of focus it in. That's what I'm getting a lot of now. It's the time of year where it really starts to kick in and the cattle get after it. It's a low successional phosphorus plant, I believe. I've done a bit of research on it. And it's coming in here in places where traditionally was blady grass, a little bit of paspalum, and some bar here even in this this paddock. So these bigger green tufts that are just getting to that flag stage before they go to seed, that's what a lot of it looks like around my farm at the moment. And the cattle love it. They bite it off back down to about sort of that height there where the dead matter is in my typical grazing pressure at the moment. That bright green stuff's blady grass that has regrown after being chewed off and not completely dense stand. Now granted, yep, we've just had 300 odd mil of rain, so everyone looks a lot smarter after having that much rain, but you've got to have the grazing management in place to get these results, I believe, and this is the biggest sign that you're going in the right direction. Like a little spot like this, you can stop, and I just saw a grasshopper move then, but I won't find it again. Little bits of clover coming. Here I've got some other little climbing vine looking plant. There's little like pennywort type plants as well in amongst here. So things like that, little low successional species. So just, I guess the whole thing's changing. This thing, which almost looks like a rosemary bush, but I don't know what it is. Loads of things that I don't know what they are, and that's a great sign too. I'm happy to find new things in the paddock all the time. This is that sort of small native legume that comes in every now and then, and it's gone to seed. That's the seed pod there. Kangaroo grass is this one. So yeah, just a whole variety of plants. There's a bit of fleabane. Here's some kangaroo grass that's gone to seed. The cattle really chase that seed when they come in here, and then they'll chase that green growth. I'm a big fan of kangaroo grass. So yeah, really great signs. 3 weeks post grazing, and potentially another 5 or 6 weeks really till we get back here. So you see the benefit of that long rest period, and it's allowing other plants to express themselves. Yep, there's still blady grass. There's some other undesirable things. There's some lower sort of successional spots. So just there, for instance, doesn't have a huge amount of ground cover, and you can see there's a few other like little fleabane type plants and little things in there. So there's always more to work on, but as a whole, I'm pretty happy with how these cells are responding to daily moves on the most part. You know, probably a take half, leave half type graze at the moment in the growing season. I gave some of these cells a year-long rest last year, and I concentrated on the other half of the farm and really grazed it hard. Look, both of them have seen progression, so I think both methods are valid. I'll be looking to come back and probably graze this half of the farm a lot harder now that it's had a year's rest last sort of growing season. And winter, I'll really try and give it a pizzling at the back end of this winter and clean it up a bit. And that just helps even out the stand a bit, I feel. But once you get to the stage where you've got clovers and other native legumes, herbs, forbs, all those coming in themselves, you don't have to work as hard on planting seeds or doing too much. You can just let the grazing do the job. There's a grasshopper on the top of that Rhodes grass plant. This Rhodes grass was seeded very lightly on the back of that quad bike. Oh, it could be 3 or 4 years ago now. I actually did a keyline plough in this paddock, just slow the flow of the water down towards that gully. And there was some upturned soil, so I tried to take advantage of that. It had sort of limited success. Probably what's been more successful is I had a really good stand of Rhodes grass down there on that dam wall, and just rotating the cattle after each different cell and putting them a different way helps them spread the seed out. So I think that's been more advantageous than direct seeding. These are no special big stand of Rhodes grass by any means, but at the right time of year and the right season, it takes its place too. And it's such a prolific seeder and runner plant that it does a really good job of maintaining its own space within a pasture. So yeah, quite happy. As you look across there, those darker stems, that's all centered top grass. So that's the one I highlighted earlier, and you can see it's quite prolific, and especially so this year. So I'm looking forward to a big season of that and see where it takes us to next, because with these successional species, you might get them for 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, but they'll move on and make way for something else. That's the plan. I've seen enough of it to believe it, so I'm going to keep going with it. Righto, if you're starting your journey, keep going. If you're finding something similar, let me know. And yeah, keep that conversation going so that all the local people especially can learn from each other and work out what's going to work in our situations. Righto, stay dry. See ya.